What do we all do daily? Now, I can't speak for all of you, but as a 17-year-old in a global pandemic, I go on my phone a lot and watch TV, whether it be Twitter, TikTok, or the Cowboys just losing every single Sunday. I'm normally pretty intrigued by what I'm actually watching. One of these recurring themes in what I'm seeing or watching is people upset, and a lot of the times over very little things. It could be things extremely taken out of context, or even people just searching for something to get triggered by. Now, how many times have you gone on Twitter or turned on the news and heard that someone is getting canceled? Now, obviously, a good amount of these people truly have done or said extremely messed up things, but sometimes these emotional reactions seem kind of like a bit of a head scratcher. Whether it be Chris Pratt, Paw Patrol, or even the Christmas song, Baby It's Cold Outside, it just seems like a lot of people are trying to be offended. Obviously, it's clear in today's day and age that you have to be extremely careful what you say and do, but some circumstances seem incredibly mind-boggling. We know in 2020, people getting triggered is inevitable, but why is this happening now, and how are we supposed to put an end to this? Today's thin-skinned world makes it hard for people to voice an opinion or even come out with beliefs despite how much they actually think that they want to hear it. Psychology Today in 2019 says the operative word here being compromise. These days, it often feels like no one is willing to compromise and everyone is playing to their political base. Not only is compromise seemingly out the window in the status quo, people just aren't interested, and if they are, they're already triggered. In today's world, people are just getting triggered or upset for seemingly no reason whatsoever, and at times the only ways to truly overcome that is to be careful and not let overreactions desensitize us from things that are truly wrong. This problem affects all levels of the world in each phase of life, and the problem is that when we as Americans have to hear all of this stuff that is overreactions, it desensitizes us from things that really matter. Now, if I have to hear about Paw Patrol, the children's TV show, if I have to hear about that Paw Patrol should be canceled because it supports police officers and pulling out of context quotes to make someone seem racist or homophobic, that desensitizes us from words like racism, homophobia, or even misogynistic when people will go out of their way to try to make others or people in the media look bad. A big part of today's problem is in fact cancel culture. Now, I'll let the dictionary summarize the definition of cancel culture for me. Cancel culture refers to the popular practice of withdrawing support for canceling public figures and companies after they've done something or said something considered objectionably or offensive. Cancel culture is generally discussed as people performed on social media in any form of group shaming. Cancel culture is mostly on social media and might be one of the most toxic groups you could ever find. They will try to find things now or even 15 years in the past to try to shame or cancel someone. In fact, they attempted to cancel Chris Pratt over not joining castmates in a fundraiser for Joe Biden. Cancel culture is an example of people looking for things to be offended by. Not only could things like this ruin careers, when people see these wrongdoings on a daily basis, we don't treat major wrongdoings with as much importance. According to Xander in 1976, the feeling of offense is a profound emotional state which goes through three phases: identification of the cause, interpreted as an insult to an ideal value, a feeling of offense with its relatively intensity related to the exceptions of recognition, and three, the reaction to the feeling of offense also taking into account socio-historical variables. Some people claim that a reason that people get so upset now is because of a sense of entitlement to the point where they feel the world owes them something. And they feel that getting angry is going to get them what they want. You see it in public freakout videos that I actually really like on YouTube when people get so upset they lash out and eventually embarrass themselves. We know exactly what the problem is, and parts of where it's coming from, but what are the true effects it has on us all around? According to the NBC News poll, Americans are the unhappiest they've ever been in 50 years. And I can't help but I feel that this is because we hear all about this negativity, and it really hurts our mental health. Now, no, if people just stopped getting offended so easily, we wouldn't just all magically be happy again. But this toxic environment that that constituents are in gives another reason for people to be more upset. This also puts people in a more uncomfortable position in what they say. According to Washington Times, 72% of people agree that rules about what you can and cannot say change so fast it's difficult for people to actually keep up. They also add that the public also reveals certain wariness with both the culture wars and the social dynamics at work these days. Only about a third of Americans would describe themselves as politically correct. Though half the nation says there's prejudice in this country, about half also say there's too much political correctness as well. And 3/4 of the nation say they have censored or changed their words or actions when around people who were different than themselves. By now, we all understand the problem at hand and the effect that this has on society, but how do we fix it in short and long term? Short term, we as people need to care more about the truth than just being right. Meant to Be Happy puts it best as, if the truth, whoever possesses it, is more valued than the perception that you are the one who knew it first, then opposition to your thoughts and beliefs will be inoffensive no matter how offensive the other person is trying to be. You are not emotionally attached to your position. You only hunger after truth. So opposition to your point of view offers no grounds for offense. You simply want to know the truth, even if you are never the place it originates. Oftentimes, things will be taken out of context, and our immediate solution is, before we get upset over something should be online, we need to search for the facts to know the real truth. Long term, as a society, we need to be able to accept all imperfections and allow people to apologize. I understand that people will do things wrong, but as a society, accepting imperfections is an important thing that we can do. Jumping on people's heads for comments they may have said over a decade ago does not solve anything. Letting people apologize should be step one in accepting it unless their acts were absolutely atrocious. As a whole, we need to stop being as self-centered, and the same article explains that the "it's all about me" mentality is fertile soil for being frequently offended. Every word out of every mouth, every action or inaction, all that is done or undone, all motives and intentions become a reflection on you. That is a huge burden to carry. In today's world, people are getting triggered or upset for seemingly no reason at all, and at times the only way to truly overcome that is to be careful and not let overreactions desensitize us from the problem at hand. Ladies and gentlemen, the problem isn't just an easy overnight solution. We know how much it influences social media and day-to-day life, but if we as society want to see any positive change whatsoever, we need to accept that by overcoming our selfish mentality and accepting true apologies while finding the truth is much more important than actually getting upset. In our daily technological lives, it's easy to find offense in anything we see, but just like I'm intrigued in Twitter, TikTok, and the Cowboys, maybe we can take a step forward into being intrigued into forgiveness. Thank you.